Oh boy. Another Brian Michael Bendis book.
My Brian Michael bending my heart in half.
Brian Michael Bendis did a lot of Marvel events, like every Marvel event.
Is that good?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are good.
Okay.
Around this time, they got a little iffy.
Is this after Civil War or before?
It is after Civil War.
Okay.
So Civil War was 2007. Age of Ultron was 2012?
Man.
2013?
You know what's crazy? I had no idea that these were so recent.
Yeah.
Why do they do all the movies around these recent comics?
Because these are like the big epic ones.
I guess.
These are the ones that like everyone... Like, because the thing
like,
is...
there are so many Avengers comics.
There are so many... And they're doing the ones where like Captain America and Iron Man are prominent and cool.
Guess, yeah. Because
no one wants to read a story about Mockingbird and Hercules. Yeah. Even though I like those characters, but whatever. So, man, how do you feel about the Age of Ultron movie? Do you remember it?
It's... Honestly, I didn't really care a whole lot for most Marvel movies.
I know.
So they all kind of just fade in my mind. But I remember it. I mean, I thought it was cool when it came out. Who's the voice actor that did Ultron?
James Spader?
Yeah. I thought he was cool. He had a few lines where I was like, okay, that was kind of cringe, but okay, I guess.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think Age of Ultron was the first... Because, I mean, let me think really quick. The Marvel movies that previously came out were like Iron Man 1 and 2, Captain America, Thor, all the solo ones, right? And the first
all
time...
pretty solid, too. Like,
I
enjoyed all of those.
The first Avengers, good. I'm one of the only people who like Iron Man 3.
I love Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 is my favorite one, besides, like, the first one.
I think it works as, like, a solo story. I mean, like, I also didn't really know anything about, like, the Mandarin. So it's like, I didn't have problems with him being
I kind of lame. Like, the thing is... I don't know. I thought it was cool to take Tony Stark out of his element, not give him his costume. Yeah. Do something different.
It's creative. It's fun.
Yeah, and everyone hates it because the one Mandarin thing. But, like, if you just forget about the Mandarin thing, and now in Shang-Chi there is the real Mandarin.
Yeah, so, like,
go back and watch Iron Man 3. Yeah. It's cool.
It is.
It's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
You get to see all of Iron Man's armors. It's cool.
Yeah.
You get to see Iron Man's fight Firemans.
Yeah. What else? Awesome. What more do you want?
And then Captain America, the Winter Soldier came out, and I was like, oh man, that's the best one. Yeah, you know, that was my favorite one.
I don't remember it that much, but I remember seeing it, and I was like, that's good.
It's good.
Yeah,
I love that one.
I kind of want to watch it again now that I've heard you talk about the book.
You should.
Yeah.
And then like Thor: The Dark World came out, and I was like, oh, that kind of sucked.
I nearly fell asleep, but I thought it had some cool ideas, but overall, it's so boring.
I have watched Thor: The Dark World multiple times.
Yeah.
I honestly forget everything about it. Like, that movie for me is in one ear, out the other. The villain is so bad and forgettable. Malekith?
It's like an elf or something?
Malekith is a cool villain.
Yeah.
Who's colorful and rad, and in the movie he's dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
But Age of Ultron was the first one... Because I didn't even watch Thor 2 when it first came out. I think I watched it after I watched Age of Ultron.
The Dark World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Age of Ultron was the first Marvel movie I watched where I was like, I don't think I like this.
Yeah.
I think Age of Ultron is really dumb. The movie. And the book a little.
Yeah. I don't really get, like, the motives of anyone in that movie.
Ultron's motive is to...
lift up
a little bit of Russia and then drop Russia on top of it. Like, drop it back down and destroy the Earth. That is horrid. That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Also, like, why?
Never have I seen Ultron ever do that in my life. Ultron was created by Hank Pym.
Well, don't spoil it.
Well, I mean, that's not in this book.
Oh.
Ultron appeared many years before Age of Ultron.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
He just showed up for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultron is barely in this book, actually.
Okay, but
No.
it's his age.
It's his age. Yeah, you get to see the fallout of Ultron doing things, but you won't see him until the beginning.
You open up the book of Age of Ultron, and it's just one page, and it's like 13, and then that's it.
Bro, Age of Ultron is like sandwiched with Ultron. He's in the first issue and the last issue. Very little in between. It's an Ultron sandwich, this book.
This is the Off the Shelf podcast. Let me try and take that again.
Yeah.
This is the Off the Shelf. Let's take that one more time. Welcome to the Off the Shelf podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Vinny.
Today we're talking about, if you couldn't already tell,
We're talking about Age of Ultron by Brian Michael Bendis and Brian Hitch. 2 Brians on this book.
That's how you know it's going to be golden, just like Ultron.
Just like Ultron right here.
Yep.
This is an Ultron bot. It's not even real Ultron.
What? How come Ultron didn't even make it on the cover?
He made it on the back.
Yeah, that's lame.
Yeah. So Ultron, tell me every single thing you know about Age of Ultron. Or about Ultron.
Oh, man. Okay, so it's this robot who's alive, and he sings a weird little song.
Okay.
And Thor's
there are
like...
no strings on
yeah.
me.
Yeah. He really likes Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And Thor's like trying to get people to lift his hammer because he's like at a party.
Okay,
and
that's
then,
just the movie.
I know, that's all I know.
Okay.
And then Ultron is bad for some reason. I can't remember why. He like hates his dad, who's Iron Man, and then he tries to kill literally the entire world because Iron Man doesn't love him.
Yeah. Also, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and the Vision show up in that one.
I totally forgot they even existed in that movie.
Well, so does Bendis, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So Ultron was a character created in like the 70s.
Okay.
He was not made by Iron Man. He was made by Hank Pym, Ant-Man, or Yellow Jacket at the time.
Hanklin Pimp.
Hanklin Pimp? That's awesome. So, Hank Pym creates Ultron.
Yes.
And Ultron...
Can he like shrink and grow or what?
Ultron is just kind of like a robot who was supposed to help the Avengers, just like artificial intelligence robot to like help save the world. He becomes like, you know, sentient and is like, I'm the bad guy.
Okay.
Ultron creates Vision.
Oh.
As like his little right hand man.
He does that in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Vision.
He puts his soul gem in.
Nope. Nope. Ultron makes Vision, and then Vision turns against Ultron and helps the Avengers.
I always wondered that. Okay, so Vision isn't Jarvis.
No.
Okay, but he is in the movie, right?
Yes.
Which is kind of stupid, but also I never understood like how they made Ultron without like the Soul Stone, and then they made Vision with it.
Yeah.
Like, why did they need it for Vision, but they didn't need it for Ultron, right?
I never thought about that.
He's got, like, some dark magic or something in him, right? Some dark love magic or something. It's, like, red.
He's just, like, an AI that went crazy in the movie.
Sure.
It's the same thing in the comic, whatever.
And he's, like, brothers with...
Vision?
With Vision in the movie?
He's more like dad to Vision.
In this?
Yeah, in the comics.
Yeah.
So we pick up with good old Spider-Woman, right? This book starts.
We have not talked about.
We have not talked about Jessica.
We've talked about her, but we haven't seen her yet. So that's
no. She was in Civil War, very little though. So, Jessica Drew is a very convoluted and crazy character.
Yeah,
she is Spider-Woman, but she's also
Jessica Jones.
No, but they are friends.
Really?
Yeah. She does appear.
They really just reuse names so much.
Yeah, man. Originally, Bendis, who also wrote Jessica Jones,
okay,
he wanted to use Jessica Drew, but they wouldn't let him, so he created Jessica Jones.
Really?
Yeah. And she is in Jessica Jones. So, Spider-Woman...
They were like, they didn't want her to be treated the way that Jessica Jones is.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
So...
We should talk about Jessica Jones sometime.
We should. I have that planned.
Okay.
So we pick up with Jessica Drew, who is... She's convoluted. There's a lot going on with her character. Yeah. She is a agent of Hydra, I believe, an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and AIM.
Okay.
She's
She's like bad?
She's not bad. She was like infiltrating Hydra or brainwashed. A lot of stuff going on with her.
I never understood why she's Spider-Woman, but she shoots green lasers.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
She has 0 qualities of a spider.
Exactly.
Zigzactly.
All
right, let's start saying that.
She is an agent of S.W.O.R.D. as well.
Okay.
So she's all over the place.
Sure.
She
is S.W.O.R.D. like West Coast Shield?
S.W.O.R.D. is like Space Shield.
That's right. You told me that. Yeah. Like, shouldn't it be like Rocket?
It should be. So she comes across the
Gorilla Grodd.
No, it's a bunch of villains who come together.
Yeah.
The Wizard is here.
Epic.
The Red Ghost is here. The Red Ghost controls super apes.
That sounds awesome.
MODOK is here.
Oh man, we haven't talked about MODOK at all. Isn't he a Fantastic Four villain?
He's like an everyone villain.
Or a Hulk?
He's with AIM.
Okay.
What
is his deal? He's a floating head.
He's a floating smart guy.
Okay.
Floating head smart guy.
He
the
looks
Mad
silly.
Thinker. He's come up a lot in just daily conversation today.
The Mad Thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Claw, who was in the Black Panther movie, played by Andy Serkis.
That was the Claw?
Yeah, that's Claw.
He's just got a robotic arm or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here he's like a
cyborg something.
Yeah, cybernetic dude, whatever.
Alright.
She comes across all these super villains who are doing some crazy shit. They got their hands on Ultron. The Avengers are called in. Abigail Brand, who leads S.W.O.R.D. She's like, I hired Jessica Drew, or I told Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, to go fight these criminals because they got their hands on a space robot thing. And everyone's like, oh boy, that's crazy. So they all,
You're like, so?
Yeah.
We see that every Tuesday.
Exactly. So they go to like rescue her. And when they rescue her, she's been kidnapped and beaten up.
Man, he just cannot let that be.
I know.
He's like, if I can't make it happen in Jessica Jones, then
either way, I'm gonna beat up Jessica Drew.
He just hates her.
Yeah, every Jessica.
Secretly, he's got some vendetta against Jessica Drew.
Yeah. So the Avengers.
Is that like his middle finger towards them for not letting him use her in that?
I guess so. So the Avengers roll up and fight all the villains. Rescue Spider-Woman, but it's too late because Ultron has reactivated.
And
that's
what they were doing?
Yeah, they were like trying to reactivate Ultron. And he activates, they try to fight him, but Ultron like blows them all up. Okay. And destroys, creates this giant crater. And everyone is like, some are dead. Like, most of the villains are dead. A lot of the Avengers also die. And Iron Man is like, oh boy. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. He doesn't say that, but with the look on his face, you could sure guess that's what he's thinking. And
that's what I got from it.
Yeah. So that was all like prelude to actual Age of Ultron.
Okay.
So now, New York City today.
Yeah, Thor's having a fit up in the sky there. All that lightning.
Yeah, man. So New York is destroyed.
Yeah, okay.
Ultron has taken over. Ultron has turned New York into like a cybernetic, futuristic city.
That's epic.
We're following good old Clint Barton Hawkeye. We haven't really talked about Hawkeye.
Not much, no.
He died in Avengers Disassembled.
That's right, yeah.
But recently came back.
He flew up into the ship and did nothing.
He blew up,
died,
came back, banged the Scarlet Witch, I think, became a ninja, and then became Hawkeye again.
Man, he's been doing a lot. He's been
busy
to work, yeah.
Yeah, man. So we're following him as he's running through the ruins of New York City.
Okay.
There's still like people.
That's kind of like that one movie. When does he do that? Doesn't he do that?
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Oh, I think in Age of Ultron. He's running through destroyed Russia.
Oh, okay. Destroyed Russia.
Yeah.
So why didn't they just do this in the movie?
Because there's a lot of time travel involved, and I guess they didn't want to do it.
I'm just thinking, like, why not New York?
I don't know.
Like, they've done New York for everything. Why'd they suddenly go to
Maybe
Russia?
that's why. They're like, we do New York too much.
Or they're trying to get, like, Scarlet Witch into it, or what?
I guess. I don't know why they made them Russian, though. That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's still, like, citizens of New York.
Is Hulk still gone?
No.
Okay.
Hulk is not here.
So he is still gone.
He's not gone.
He came back.
He came back, but as they say, a lot of superheroes died in the attack of Ultron. I don't think Hulk died. I don't know where he is.
A Hulk who couldn't be dead by a robot.
Yeah, whatever. But a lot of I think Thor died. There's a lot of
characters. He did. He was already dead.
Well, Thor's back by this time.
Okay.
Thor dies again.
Yeah.
Thor's died at least 47 times.
Thor's been through it. For a god, he really dies a lot. He really
fucking dies all the time. So we pick up with a bunch of supervillains who have made a deal with Ultron. They kind of made this bargain with Ultron where they'll kidnap superheroes that they come across and give them to Ultron.
Okay.
As like a bargaining chip to stay in New York and not be destroyed.
Yeah.
Hawkeye rolls up and ends up coming across, like he fights them, and ends up coming across Spider-Man who's been kidnapped.
Oh, okay.
He rescues Spider-Man.
How'd they get him? There were just too many of them?
So here's what happened. No, I'll save it. So...
it tells you? Okay.
It tells you. So, Hawkeye grabs Spider-Man.
And he's got, like, bots watching the city.
Yeah, man. As soon as Hawkeye starts attacking, the Ultron bots are swarming in, and they're like, "Humans, stop! Or you will be obliterated." They do this effect in the book, which is kind of cool, but makes me, like, totally nauseous while I was reading it. There's like
that. Oh
yeah, it's like it gets all blurry because there's like tremors.
Yeah, that's like when you take your glasses off during a 3D movie.
Yeah, and
oh my gosh, it's all over.
It is for pages, like a few pages.
Tricks my eyes.
Yeah, bro. Like it's kind of
cool.
It is cool, but while reading it, I'm like, oh my god. Thanks Bendis for giving me, or thanks Brian Hitch, giving me a headache. But it is cool. The art is it's very dark and gritty. I like the art a lot. So Hawkeye and Spider-Man end up getting their way back to a little hideout that the rest of Avengers are in. So now we get to see the, I guess, this Ultron future of some Avengers. Iron Man looks like he's from Tron.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know, man. She-Hulk has a shaved head.
Okay.
Some other Wolverine's here. He's in a different costume. And you learn that, like, they've been held up here for a long time.
It's kind of dystopian.
It is very dystopian. And Captain America and his shield are broken. Like, Captain America's shield's broken, and he is also broken. He is crying. Captain America feels like all hope is lost. None of them have been able to come up with a plan that'll really fix this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look at the city. How are you going to fix this? Everyone's dead. Where's
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange doesn't even come up in this book, I don't think. That's insane.
Because he could, like, stop it.
He literally could. So we pick up in San Francisco. So you find out not only New York is destroyed, but, like, the whole world.
Yeah.
Follow this hooded character as she's running through the ruins of San Francisco. More Ultron bots are after. This is Black Widow, who has been badly burned. She's teamed up with Moon Knight.
Oh, really? He's in this?
He is in this.
Okay.
Bendis wrote Moon Knight. That leads into this, where Moon Knight finds a deactivated Ultron head.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Moon Knight also gets this character Echo murdered by accident. So thanks, Moon Knight. Moon Knight and Black Widow end up finding one of Nick Fury's old hideouts, where they find like a whole wall of superheroes and a bunch of plans that Nick Fury once had. They find out that Nick Fury has like a secret base in this place called the Savage Land.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is in Antarctica, but it's like a jungle.
Antarctica.
Yeah. But it's a jungle. So it's like a hidden jungle. Spider-Man...
It's under the earth. It's Agartha.
It is just in plain sight.
Yeah. Okay.
So all the Avengers are like, Spider-Man, what happened? And he's like, bro, I slept through the apocalypse. Spider-Man explains he woke up and Ultron already attacked. And like his
long night.
Yeah, like his aunt and MJ, they're all dead and gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. How are they going to reverse that?
Oh, you'll see. So
time travel.
Time travel, yeah.
Okay.
You get to see like what characters are still around. The Invisible Woman is here. All the Fantastic Four.
How do you know?
She's not visible at this time.
Yeah.
All the Fantastic Four are dead.
The Visible Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four are dead except for her. Luke Cage is here.
I was just thinking about something. You know the Mystery Men?
Oh, God.
The
Ben Stiller?
That turns invisible when no one's looking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is her.
Stupid.
So Hawkeye explains. Here's Luke Cage. Not a lot of the X-Men survive. Storm and Wolverine, I think, are the only X-Men.
Well,
and Beast, I think. Beast is here.
Beast is like gray.
Yeah, he's like bluish gray.
Okay.
So they concoct a plan, right? So Hawkeye tells them that the villains were, like, as a bargaining chip, they were giving superheroes to Ultron, right? So I guess Ultron could do whatever experiments on the humans or whatever.
Yeah.
On the superheroes. So they make a plan that She-Hulk and Luke Cage are going to, quote, fight to get Ultron's attention. And then Luke Cage will offer Ultron She-Hulk. Just so they can infiltrate Ultron's base.
That brings up the question, in a fight, who would win?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Luke Cage does punch She-Hulk hard enough to knock her out.
Oh, okay. But she lets him, though?
Yeah.
So, it's not really a fair fight.
Yeah. You learn that at this time, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones were married and had a kid, but they're both dead.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So Luke Cage is the only survivor of those three.
Is Luke Cage, like, as strong as the Hulk, or what? Because
I
he's pretty strong.
He is strong. I wouldn't say as strong as the Hulk.
I mean, not like strength, but like
he's
bulletproof.
He is indestructible.
You know? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see in this book how indestructible he is.
So
Luke ends up taking She-Hulk to Ultron. They infiltrate Ultron's base, and meanwhile, in Chicago, Red Hulk is here. So there is a Hulk.
Yeah.
Red Hulk, Taskmaster, and Black Panther are in Chicago.
I really know Red Hulk's deal.
Red Hulk,
He's just the Hulk,
red.
Yeah. Okay.
But not Bruce Banner. General Ross.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember from the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah. So they're in Chicago and they get attacked by Ultrons.
Okay.
Eventually they will meet up. They get met by Black Widow and Moon Knight, and they go to the Savage Land together. On the Ultron base, Luke Cage gives She-Hulk to seemingly Ultron, but it turns out it's not Ultron, it's Vision.
Okay.
And so Vision's here, and everyone's like, what the hell? Why is Vision, like, evil?
They know Vision?
They do know Vision. Vision was made a long time ago in the 70s.
Okay.
During this, they get into a huge fight, and She-Hulk is shot through the head and killed.
Oh, that can happen? I thought she was, like, Hulk strength.
Not as strong, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Bendis just doesn't care.
Special laser.
Yeah. And Luke Cage is, like, shot by, like, laser beams, which would normally obliterate someone, but since he's indestructible, he is bad. I think he has internal, like, bleeding. And since, like, he's indestructible, you can't do surgery on him.
Oh,
so Luke Cage is dying. He's gonna die.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, bro. And he also falls from, like, Ultron's ship is in the sky, so he falls all the way to the ground, and the Ultrons are, like, attacking him.
So he can get internal bleeding. His strength is exterior?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you shot him in the mouth, would he... Like,
that's a good question.
Is the inside of his mouth indestructible, or what?
Maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
That's a good question. Someone on this Avengers team, probably Captain America or Iron Man, knows that Nick Fury has a secret base in the Savage Land. So the Moon Knight, Black Widow team, and the Captain America, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, and everyone else team, they're all converging at the Savage Land around the same time.
Okay.
Ultron's destroying more of New York. And they're like, Invisible Woman makes them all invisible so they could flee.
Wait, she could do that?
Yeah, man. She can make, like, if she touches something, she can make other things invisible, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Avengers have this moment where, like, a while ago, Ultron died. In Avengers Disassembled, She-Hulk went crazy and ripped him apart. Do you remember that?
Ultron?
Oh, Vision.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And this is, like, the first time Vision's been back.
Okay.
And
he was rebuilt by Ultron or something?
Sure.
Okay.
A lot of the characters are like, it doesn't make sense why he didn't come back then, because when he was built like to replicate his not cells, but like replicate his nanotech. He'd be able to heal himself, but then he never did.
So if Iron Man had the Extremis suit,
Yeah.
Why is he wearing this?
I don't know if he had the Extremis suit in the beginning. Did he?
No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. But didn't
No, it's a different one.
Oh, it is. So he switched.
Yeah, I think the Extremis suit, it gets destroyed.
Okay. Sure. But still, why does he have this lame suit? He looks stupid. He's got a dumb helmet.
They don't explain it, man. I don't know.
All right.
So the Avengers all meet up in the Savage Land, and they meet Nick Fury, who is also there.
Okay.
I feel like this is the first time you've seen Nick Fury in a while. And on his base, they also meet Kazar, who...
Quasar?
Kazar.
Are you sure?
Kazar, yeah.
Are you sure?
There's Kazar and Quasar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because that's not a word.
Yeah, well, Kazar.
Yeah, okay.
In the comic book store today, that book with the dinosaur and the New Paltz one.
Yeah.
It was a Kazar book, if you remember that.
With the Monkey Man?
Not that one. In the other comic book store.
Yeah. With the robot dino.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Kazar is like a jungle boy.
Oh,
he's like a jungle.
Okay. So Kazar and Quasar, they're related or something?
Not at all. No. Kazar is jungle.
I was gonna say
Quasar is
Quasar's like cosmic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Just very similar.
Sure.
So
he fights dinosaurs.
He fights dinosaurs. He lives in the
That's
jungle.
epic. That's just like the.
He hangs out with Shauna the
She.
She-Devil. She's not around.
Okay.
The Savage Land has been untouched by Ultron. Probably because
he doesn't care,
or maybe it just doesn't know it's there because it's very hidden. I don't know. A lot of people don't know about the Savage Land.
Yeah.
Kazar leads them to Nick Fury's hideout.
Is Ultron kind of located in New York? Is that it?
Yeah.
Or is he he's all over.
He's everywhere, but I guess his base is over New York.
So does that affect like Black Panther and stuff, or what? Because their place is kind of like out of the way and hidden. So
yeah. I mean, Black Panther is in Chicago at the moment. They don't explain why.
Okay.
But he is there.
So he's with them at some point. Okay.
He's with them now. They all meet up with each other and they go find Nick Fury, who's at his bunker.
Okay.
Nick Fury... here's more of the Ultron bots destroying everything. So, Nick Fury is like, alright, we need a plan. Like, you guys came here hoping I would have a plan.
Yeah.
What a big mistake. Nah, Nick Fury does have a plan. They all end up kind of coming up with the idea of time travel. Because Nick Fury has a... kind of like a storage room where he has a bunch of old, he has one of Iron Man's old armors.
Okay.
And he has, Spider-Man's old web slingers. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we're going to get Iron Man out of that suit.
Yeah.
He has some of Spider-Man's old web shooters.
Is it powered by the arc reactor?
Yeah.
So is that going to work or what? Because he doesn't have it anymore, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh. He doesn't ever take it out in the comics?
No.
Oh.
It's in the movie.
That's.
Okay. I mean, maybe he does take it out eventually.
I like that scene in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Pepper has to reach into his chest.
I like that
I always
too.
loved that.
Me too.
It's so gross.
You get to see Red Hulk wielding a huge axe.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Why would he need it?
Because he wants it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And while they're there, they see Doctor Doom a long time ago had a time machine.
Of course he did.
So they're going to go use that to...
So magical.
I know. Yeah. He's a man of technology and magic.
Yeah.
So Wolverine is like, I have this awesome idea. We go back in time and murder Hank Pym before he creates Ultron. And everyone is like, Wolverine, no. That is horrible. He's our friend. And Wolverine's like, he destroyed the world.
Yeah.
It's his fault. And everyone's like, no, Wolverine. We're going to use the time machine and go do something else with it.
Why not just go back and just stop him from making Ultron?
Well,
why do you have to kill him?
Bendis thought of that. Because Wolverine says telling him not to do it is like daring him to do it.
I guess.
If you were going to do something, and then I, from the future, came to you and was like, don't do it, you're going to be like, well, I could probably do it better, so that wouldn't happen.
Do it.
Well, you're not Hank
Literally,
Pym.
If you came from the future and I was a genius who could make robots, I'd be like, I'm not going to do this.
Well, you're not Hank Pym.
You know what? I would do it.
And he's
Hank Pym.
Yeah. So Wolverine.
I don't want to be Hank Pym.
No one wants to be Hank Pym. So Wonder Woman is by saying, telling him not to, it's like daring him to do it. And Iron Man's like, that is true. If someone told me not to do something, I'd probably try to do it better. And Wolverine's like, see? So Wolverine fucking takes the time machine. He does it anyway.
Okay. He's going by himself.
He's going by himself.
Yeah.
But while he's like, he goes back in time 2 years ago, and it leaves you out like.
That's it. It was only 2 years.
No, it was a few.
Okay.
Well, Marvel time.
It
was probably such a long time ago. A whole 3 years.
Like 50 years real time.
So Wolverine goes back in time, and he ends up, he smells this certain scent, and it turns out the Invisible Woman tagged along, and it was like, okay. Wolverine, you shouldn't be here.
Sometimes I forget that Wolverine has like Wolverine powers.
Yeah, like he could smell stuff.
Yeah.
There's this moment where she's like, "How did you know I was here?" And he says, "Neither of us have showered in like months." And she's like, "Pleasant."
Yeah.
They end up stealing an old Nick Fury car, which could fly.
Epic.
And they go to find Hank Pym and wherever he is. They literally show up at the moment he comes up with the idea of Ultron.
Why not go before?
Well, Wolverine didn't know the exact time, I guess. He was just like, it happened sometime around here. Conveniently, it's like...
Yeah, and they did it on the exact time.
Yeah. He's like doing some experiment on this thing, which was actually in the Fantastic Four book.
Whoa, yeah.
You remember that big purple thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And...
I honestly just a big monster that's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And he's literally like...
Because it was just like hanging out with them in that book.
But, so Hank Pym's like, artificial intelligence is a cool idea. And then he turns around and Wolverine's there like, you just did it, didn't you? And he's like, what did I do? And he's like, you just ended the world. And Hank is like, I don't even know you. So at this time, in the 70s, when Hank Pym did create Ultron, Wolverine was still kind of like a new character.
Okay.
So no one really knew Wolverine, including Hank Pym at the time.
Yeah.
So Wolverine pops up and is like, "Rah!" It starts attacking Hank. So Hank goes all giant. I think at this time he is Goliath. You remember Goliath? Ben Foster from Civil War? Originally Hank Pym was Goliath. Hank Pym has been like Ant-Man, Giant Man, Yellow Jacket, Goliath, Wasp. He's been everybody.
Okay.
At this point he's Goliath. They all did the same thing. He just
so
changes
Goliath
his name.
doesn't need like a suit to do it then?
Well, he has a suit.
Yeah, but it's not covering his head.
No, you take like Pym particles, which I guess are just pills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Wolverine starts attacking, and Sue is like, Wolverine.
Man, imagine being a superhero, but you have to like pop pills before you go.
I know.
This sucks.
Fucking terrible, bro.
How long does it last?
I don't know.
Do you have to take like opposite pills or what?
To shrink back?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What does that do to your liver, man?
Dude. Well,
makes it big, obviously.
Yeah, we're never gonna find out because Wolverine murders Hank.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Like Sue is like, Wolverine, don't do it, and Wolverine's like, this guy's the reason you lost your kids and you lost your husband and your brother, and Sue is like,
okay.
Well, she doesn't do that. She's not like, okay, kill him.
Yeah.
But Wolverine just does it, and she feels horrible. And then
she's
he's
very
like,
sympathetic.
She is.
Yeah.
I like Sue Storm. I like her a lot. I think she's a very
kind.
interesting character. And so Wolverine is like,
man,
yeah.
Wait, this is after Civil War? Mm-hmm. So she's watched Goliath die twice.
Yeah, different iterations of Goliath, man.
She felt bad both times.
Literally. Wow. One time Hawkeye became Goliath.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Did he have a big bow and arrow?
No. So Sue is really upset, but Wolverine is like, well, whatever future we go to now could not be worse, you know? Like, by doing this, we fix the future. Guess what they didn't do?
Fix the future?
Yeah, it's in fact even worse.
Yeah, that's usually how time travel works.
Yeah, so they go back, they fight a dinosaur when they get back to the South.
Oh, you know I love dinosaurs in comics.
Of course. And it's a very cool looking.
They always look so
Sue
cool.
traps the mouth in like a big bubble.
That's epic.
Yeah, man. So they end up going back to normal time, and since Hank was never able to make Ultron, turns out Tony Stark decided to make like a robotic government to help the world instead. So instead of making one Ultron, he made like a bunch of Tony, like Iron Man type Ultrons. You get to see this future's weird version of the Avengers where like Doctor Strange and like Like Captain America has like one eye.
Okay.
He is in the future. Yeah. You get the Thing is here on this team, and of course when Wolverine and Sue get to this future, the Thing is like, Sue, because they think she's dead or something.
Yeah.
So in this future, she died instead.
Oh. Okay.
And she's like, Ben, you know. Wolverine. There's a Wolverine here, and it's the same Wolverine. But
he's got the old suit.
He's got the old suit.
That's cool.
And they're sniffing each other. And Wolverine is like, yeah. Wolverine is like, with someone with such a delicious scent as yourself, like I must be able to trust you. So they fight and escape from this version of Avengers. This Captain America has an eye patch. He's kind of like the Nick Fury.
Okay.
Here. They're also called the Defenders instead of the Avengers.
That's a thing, though.
It is a thing.
What is that?
It's like the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and Namor are the Defenders.
Okay.
But there's
what a weird
also
combo.
Yeah, there's also a newer Defenders, which is Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist.
That's right. Yeah.
Like the show. Bruce Banner, the Hulk, is here in this future. And here's all the Iron Mans. This is Tony Stark. He's like really ugly.
What happened to him?
Just future stuff.
Huh. That's cool.
It is. It's just like you know the book 1984.
Yeah.
Where it's like a futuristic dystopian.
Yeah.
It's just like that, but Iron Man stuff.
Okay.
So instead of
there's no time travel in 1984. But
well, yeah.
But that's what it's like.
This version of New York City being run by Iron Man. He's like Big Brother.
Oh, I see. Okay, so he's a tyrant then.
Yes.
That's cool.
And so
I always felt like he could be. He always had that potential. So then he basically replaces Ultron.
Yes.
Okay.
So now there's like a million Iron Mans that they all have to fight.
Man, he's so ugly. Is that why he's mad?
I guess he must be.
He got burnt or something.
Yeah. Eventually, Wolverine is like, okay, this was a really bad idea. I need to go back in time to stop myself from killing Hank Pym. They defeat Iron Man, and Iron Man is like, Wolverine, I know what you're going to do. You're going to go back in time again to stop yourself from going back in time. That's a really bad plan. Because the thing is...
No. He was like, I'm going to go back in time and kill Iron Man. What are you talking about?
Oh, God. And then he comes back to the future, like Nick Fury took over, and just keep doing it.
No, it's like Reed Richards made a bunch of robots,
Oh, God. It never ends. So Iron Man is like, Wolverine, you can't keep going back in time. Because think of, like, time as a living thing, right? If you keep going back in time, eventually time is going to break. You're going to destroy time, Wolverine. And Wolverine's like, I don't care. Like, we go back in time all the time, dude. Like, we are comic books.
They do?
Yeah.
I know the X-Men do, but have they?
Doctor Doom, yeah, everyone.
Okay.
Everyone who needs to go back in time, they go back in time.
Sure.
Not as often as you might think, but they've definitely done it, you know?
And there haven't been, like, this big of repercussions before?
No.
Yeah, okay.
So Wolverine's like, I'll take my chances, bro. Also, Iron Man mentions, like, he's like, we're not alone in the universe, or something, and then he dies. And Wolverine's like, yeah, I know. I fight aliens.
What are you talking about? I've been to space.
Yeah, literally. So Wolverine arrives. So here's the moment again where Wolverine attacks Hank Pym. But then he's stopped by our Wolverine, who dresses in the classic Wolverine costume so you could tell him apart. So Wolverine is stopping himself from killing Hank Pym.
Okay.
Eventually, Wolverine's like, okay, Wolverine, don't kill him. Hank Pym, don't make Ultron. No killing is involved here.
Hank's like, what?
Hank is like, well, you know, what if I did it better?
Ultron, that's a cool name.
Yeah, he's like, what if I did it better? And Wolverine's like, bruh, don't.
Yeah. But what if he does do it better?
What if he does? Sue shows up.
He does it anyways, doesn't he?
No.
Okay.
He does something else. Not bad. Like
he makes Voltron.
Voltron. Yeah, man. Sue ends up showing up, and Hank is like, "Oh, Sue, I know you. You're not this hairy little Canadian man." And Sue's like, "Please don't make Ultron. Like you'll fuck up everything, bro." And Hank is like, "All right, I trust you."
Just like put him in jail.
Literally.
Like you don't have to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing. Yeah. How does killing Hank Pym affect so much? Like the butterfly effect, I get that. But it's like,
I mean, how does saving Barry Allen's mom change everything?
yeah, but it's also like, wouldn't just telling him not to do the same thing as?
Yeah,
because it's the same result.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Time travel's stupid, but I love it.
Yeah. So Wolverine ends up killing himself. Not like suicide, but like the other Wolverine.
Yeah. Okay, why?
Because
he can do that?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like eat his heart or something?
Sure.
Become
they just both
Wolverine?
They just walk into a cave and then one Wolverine walks out.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah. So
maybe they just go in there and talk and they're like, okay, just stay in
here. Yeah. So Hank,
they make love. That scent.
Yeah. So now they go back to the present, right?
Okay.
Hank Pym never made Ultron.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
So
actually,
Ultron's in like 3 pages of this.
Yeah, bro. Literally. Okay.
He makes Ultron, but he makes him really fat and slow.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? He actually does make Ultron.
Okay.
Or Ultron is created.
Is that him?
That's him at
he
the start.
Fat
He's like
slow.
yeah. He's like an egg. So
Man,
like
I should write comics.
Yeah.
She said he's like an egg.
Yeah. So, but Hank, even though he does make Ultron, he does leave, like, he plays a recording. Or, like, he videotapes a recording and then leaves it for himself in the future, like a day before Ultron resurfaces and destroys the world.
Okay.
So Hank watches it and is like, on the screen is himself, who's like, Hank, tomorrow, Jessica Drew's gonna get kidnapped and Ultron's gonna resurface and everyone's gonna die. You gotta stop it. And so Hank is like, Avengers, don't die. Hank creates like this kind of virus. They upload like a virus in Ultron when they fight him. And then so like Ultron's not as powerful and they just kick the shit out of him.
Wait, so I'm a little bit confused because I kind of zoned out.
Yeah.
So Ultron is not like tube? He's not like an egg?
No, like that was just like an egg. Like he starts off.
Oh,
like
he
that.
hatched from it or something?
I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So it literally just picks up right at the first issue of the book.
I see. Okay.
But it just changes the ending a little bit.
Okay.
So they upload like this.
Cool,
yeah, they upload this virus into Ultron, and then
how do they do that? Stick a USB in his
ass? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then they just kick the shit out of him.
I mean, he's got. Wait, go back. Wait. He's kind of thick.
He does. He got a dumpy
man. And when Hank Pym made him, he was like, "I'm gonna give a dumpy to
literally
this robot."
So they literally just destroy Ultron again, and everyone's like, "Yay, day saved!" And then
he doesn't lift Russia up and try to destroy.
Not at all.
Epic. Okay.
So then we get to
do the shaky thing again.
Yeah.
This page. Okay.
So then we get to see. You remember how Iron Man was like, "You can't keep going back in time. We're gonna destroy it."
Mm-hmm.
So after they like save the day or whatever, time like blows up or something. Time gets destroyed.
Okay.
Or more like the timelines are kind of converging or something.
Okay.
Or something. So you get to see a bunch of different like. Here they are in the present. You get to see a bunch of different Wolverines throughout the timelines or whatever. A bunch of Iron Man, Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And
pirate thing.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You get to just see a bunch of cool things.
Yeah,
and then you get to see time like break.
I saw Nova in the last one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in this book.
He's not. He's just right here.
Okay.
You got a page of Nova.
Sure.
I think his helmet appears earlier.
Do you know much about Nova?
Not too much.
Okay.
But he appears every now and again. So the big thing is time blows up.
Yeah.
Or time gets really messed up. Like, it cracks. And so things are able to break through.
Sure.
And Iron Man and Captain America are like...
there are not enough pages left in this book for that.
No.
Okay. Continue.
This is like the end. So Iron Man and Captain America are like, oh, that's fucked up. I hope nothing gets through. And then we pick up with... And this is kind of cool. You know Miles Morales?
A little bit, yeah.
He originally is from the Ultimate Comics and not in the main continuity of Marvel.
Yeah.
But because of this whole event, Bendis is like, let's bring Miles from the Ultimate Universe into main continuity. And the first thing he sees when he enters main continuity is Galactus. So he's like, and then we get like this is really strange. Okay. You know Spawn?
Yes. Wait, isn't that...
Image Comics.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel bought the rights to a certain Spawn character.
Okay.
Named Angela, who is like an angel of like an angel.
Oh, she looks epic.
She is epic, and she is now folded into the Marvel universe because
has a big face.
It's just a big face.
Okay.
And this is like literally just the end of the book. Like this is the last page,
Okay.
where now Angela, who was previously from Spawn, who remembers being in Spawn, but her memory's kind of fuzzy. It turns out that they, okay, you can look through it.
Yeah.
They take this character from Image Comics. They fold her into the Marvel universe. She kind of remembers being in Spawn, but not a lot. Eventually, they say that she is Thor's sister, and that she's Asgardian and not a demon, or something. So now Thor has a sister.
Okay. Didn't he already have a sister?
In the movies, they make Hela his sister,
didn't exist in the
but
comic?
Hela is the daughter of Loki.
Oh.
And also, I'm pretty sure...
done that.
I know. I'm pretty sure Loki is Thor's uncle, and not his brother in actual Norse mythology. But I might be wrong.
Really?
I think.
Huh.
I was watching a video.
I feel like that's not true.
I don't know.
That Thor is... Wait, Loki's Thor's uncle? Is that what you just said?
I think. I heard someone say that.
I remember reading an older comic, and he calls him brother, so...
Well, in the comics, they're brothers.
Oh.
But in, like, Norse mythology...
Oh, in actual Norse
mythology, I think.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Because I don't think Loki is, like, a demigod or anything.
So I'm pretty sure he's, like...
Well, I guess Thor isn't really a demigod, is he? He's just the son of two gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's to say?
This looks epic. I would read comics with Angela in it.
Mm-hmm. Angela's cool. Yeah. I like Angela.
So what are these things? These like little gremlin things?
I guess they're just like demons that followed Angela
into the... Okay.
Yeah.
So this is... Okay, so let me get this straight. Wait. First...
Yeah, just fun little covers.
That's like when there's the silly little chibi Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man show. So let me get this straight, okay? They have this whole adventure just to reverse things, just so that they can add Miles and Angela into this
Pretty
universe.
much.
Alright, I get it.
Because, I mean, during the book, a lot of
basically
characters
nothing
die.
happens.
No, straight up.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, Luke Cage.
Like, it feels like stuff happens, but nothing really happens.
By the end of it, it's back to where it was.
It's exactly where we started. We got to see some dinosaurs, but, like...
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool story.
Yeah.
You know, there's some cool stuff. I really like...
Art is nice.
Yeah. I really like the stuff before they go back in time.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, this is cool. And then they go back in time and I'm like...
Oh, man.
Okay.
If they had, like, stuck with that for at least a little while...
Mm-hmm. Like, that was just, like, the new status quo for a little bit of, like, Marvel stuff. Yeah.
I would like that.
Because, I mean, imagine reading a Spider-Man book at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'm going to see what Avengers is doing. And then, like, New York is destroyed and you're like, what is going on? Like, this is not happening in normal Spider-Man right now.
But imagine if you were reading Spider-Man and then suddenly everything's, like, destroyed.
I know.
From one issue to the next.
That's something. I don't like tie-ins. Because they always do that. Like, you'll be reading Spider-Man and then all of a sudden, Captain America's a Nazi. And it's like,
what?
Like, what is going on? What does this have to do? Yes, it does. Captain America
what?
ends up working
That's
for
like
Hydra.
Everything he's against.
Oh, we'll talk about that story one day. It's called Secret Empire.
Oh, brother. Okay.
Comics. There's so much.
Yeah.
So little time. Not really.
So what would you give this story?
I'd give this like a Devon 7.
All right.
At a Ben 10.
Sure. I think that's fair.
It's all right.
Yeah. I think the art brings it up a good bit.
Yeah.
Except for those pages that make my brain hurt.
Yeah.
Which are cool, but make my brain hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Like
there's a lot of it.
There's just like, you don't need to read it. Because it doesn't affect anything except for Miles Morales and Angela. But I mean, after this, Bendis will certainly do some more time travel stuff.
Okay, but here's my thing. Like, what's the difference between Miles Morales being in the Ultimates and being in this? Like, really? Because doesn't he have his own independent... He's got his own independent stuff, so, like...
At the time...
Does he interact with the other Ultimate heroes a lot, or what?
Yeah, but, okay. So, Miles was made in the Ultimate Comics. But at the time, the Ultimate Universe was dying.
Because they weren't selling, or what?
They weren't selling or whatever, and they were going to destroy it. But they really liked Miles Morales.
Okay.
So they just brought him over and destroyed the Ultimate Universe.
So they put him in a little Doctor Strange bubble.
And
it
saved
him while everyone else... Okay.
Exactly. He was the only one that made it.
How did they go to like the Spawn story and be like, yes, we'll take this one character?
I think because Todd McFarlane didn't create Angela and Spawn. Another writer came aboard Spawn and then wrote that.
Okay, and he got to keep the...
And he got to keep the rights for Angela.
Okay,
but then he I think it was Neil Gaiman.
Really?
Maybe.
Huh.
It might have been. I don't remember. Or Grant Morrison. Someone made
cool.
Angela, and then was like, here you go, Marvel. So I guess Todd was like, bruh.
It's like, I'm not going to do anything else with this, so like, you can have it, I guess.
Really, really weird to see her in Marvel. And now she joined the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then she was Thor's sister also.
That's interesting.
It is really weird.
Doesn't Thor join the Guardians of the Galaxy?
In the movies.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Age of Ultron is interesting.
It is really weird.
So much different from the movie.
So
Just
much
like Civil War.
Just like Civil War, yeah.
Makes me wonder why they choose what they do.
I don't know.
I mean, like...
I feel like they definitely didn't want to introduce time travel so early in the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
so that's why
and there's, like, characters we haven't really seen
like
in movies
She-Hulk
yet,
or...
and Luke Cage.
Yeah. But yeah, it's alright. I definitely don't think you need to read it. But there's some cool stuff in it. I like Hawkeye in it in the beginning. Him running through the city. It's cool.
Okay.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Some cool ideas, but as a whole... Yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Seems a little unnecessary.
It is very unnecessary.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's what's most important. Alright, well, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you.
Go check out some of our other Marvel events.
Yeah.
Like Avengers Disassembled or
Maybe
Civil War.
You don't have to read Age of Ultron.
But sure listen to it.
But if you want to, you can. If you want to see the pictures.
Yeah, man. Good art, Brian Hitch.
Yeah.
He did the Ultimates. Ultimate Avengers.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. He made Hulk really horny. Yeah. Well, he didn't do that.
He made Hulk really bad.
Yeah. I mean, Hulk looks cool. He drew it.
Yeah.
So, like, Hulk looks awesome.
Yeah.
That was
so he didn't write it.
Yeah, that was just Mark Millar who wanted Hulk to be horny.
Yeah.
So,
which was an interesting choice.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We have a little bit, but
we'll get more in depth.
We'll take a deep dive into that. We'll jump in the deep end on that one at some point.
Yeah. Without a life preserver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life preserver?
Life flow. Oh yeah, life preserver. Yeah, that's right.
Man, that was like
lifesaver.
Lifesaver. Some candy.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to think that lightsabers were called lightsavers. And I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a dumb name for a laser sword.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, join us next time when we turn into a couple rats and live in your walls. I love you.